Alright, what's up? So, I'm on my way to get something to eat, but I felt like I couldn't go without having a message. And so, I have a message to my people who feel like giving up. And you feel desperate. And you do desperate things. And desperate things put you in a much deeper hole. I know this. I live this. I've experienced this many times. Of course, the easy thing would be to say, "Oh, don't give up. Don't ever give up. Oh, it'll always get better. It'll get better." Which is true, in a sense. But it needs context. Life is a series of pendulum swings, and one of my favorite things to say is stay in the game as long as possible. And if you do stay in the game as long as possible, finding little ways to progress, your life can get better. At times, we overcomplicate things. We make things way more complicated than it needs to be. And if that's the case for you, then I would encourage you to just go back to the basics. That's why, like I said in my last video, I believe that it's important to have your go-tos. The things that you go to when you feel overwhelmed, when you feel lost, when you get forgetful. You know what I'm saying? When you're forgetful, you forget those things in the midst of things actually going well for you. You forget those core things that help you feel all right. So you gotta have your go-tos. Okay, you have to show up early and often. And the main point that I wanted to get across, the main message, was to buy in to the struggle, buy into the journey. There's no avoiding it. I mean, you can't avoid it, and then your life won't get any better. Or you can embrace it. You made it this far. Get something out of it. Learn the lessons. Learn to master the situation that you are in. It'll propel you for something much greater. You know something? Because I'm getting very close to a Wendy's. I'm not going to Wendy's, but I'm getting very close to a Wendy's where, I lie to you not, there's a dude on the intercom or whatever it is to take orders. Oh my God. The dude got a voice for radio. Now, he may not make it past it, but by far, I will always remember him when it comes to just the way he delivered, as going above and beyond, not just with customer service, but his ultimate just delivery, his energy, his bravado. It's like he was built for this. And if he had the same mindset as me, and I'm not saying I'm any better than him, but if he had the mindset that I have with respects to what I'm talking about, like where you are, prepare you for where you're going, I would have been shocked. That would, like, if I was in that position and I was doing the exact same thing, it would be with the intentions of using my voice for other things, like voice acting, voiceover work, for example. Like, his voice is money. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's just an example. You let where you are in life prepare you for things that you let things in life prepare you for where you're going to go next. I just went past the police, so I get into, we made contact with each other, so I guess what I'm doing is not illegal. For example, I'm a father. Slowly but surely, I'm starting to learn more and more things, more and more of what it means to be a father. And along the way, I realized I'm building up this type of strength, this type of know-how, this type of competency that is giving me a type of confidence. So not only if I had another child, I would be more prepared. I'll be, I know what to expect, ideally. And just more confident. So not only that, but I could give advice to young parents. I could actually do that. I mean, I'm in my child's life. I can give advice to young parents. I can give advice to my friends, my family who haven't had children yet, because it'll come. And I know certain things that come with it that nobody told me. That's very important. So when nobody, oh man, I could make a whole bunch of videos on that, and I probably will. And that came from embracing my responsibilities. She didn't ask to be put here. Okay? She didn't ask to be put here. I wanted this. I signed up for this life. I have to do my job. All right? Nothing more important, really. There's nothing more important than making sure I obviously take care of myself, keep myself in a great position so I can help my child grow to the best of my ability until it's my time to go. All right? And that's what life experience will give you. The knockdowns, they give you this experience that will not only make you tougher if you embrace them, but as a little parting gift, or as a little gift, or however you want to see it, you inherit humility. And you learn how to treat others, because you don't want anybody to feel as bad as you felt. All right? So I can't define, or you can't go looking for the meaning in your struggles, the meanings in the things that you may be going through. You got to define that. And that's the beauty of it. Everybody say, oh, there's a reason for everything. But what they don't tell you is that you have to create that reason. Why do you keep enduring? Why does this keep happening to you? What is it really? Is it just chance? Is it God fucking with you? Or are you missing the lesson? Are you missing the pattern? Are you too boneheaded, too arrogant, too ignorant, too, well, I said arrogant, but I was looking for another word. But too arrogant, man. And when you start to define more and more in your life, well, what happens is the questions that you may have also gets sharpened. They get optimized. So you asking better questions. Asking better questions leads to better results. And when I say better questions, I mean specific questions that take the vagueness out of it, that kind of points you in a direction, in a direction that will allow for you to seek and to further your knowledge on the subject, to give you more competency and, again, confidence. Very important stuff. Now, I got to get my eat on, but I'm going to try to think of something else that I could say to any of you who may be feeling like, you can't go on, or you want to give up in one aspect or the other. Not only would I recommend reading from people who had life harder than you know what I'm saying? That's always my throwaway. Somebody has it harder. But I want to encourage you to find that inner child. The inner child that had dreams, that had aspirations, that wanted to play in spite of the circumstances. Because in a sense, maybe in a greater sense, life is a game. And you would say all the people who have it the worst are unhappy. But as I get older, I'm starting to think the people who are unhappy have it worse. You know, it may sound like the same thing, but if you ever been in a good mood, just randomly, or for whatever reason you've been in a good mood, one thing that you don't realize is that your circumstances was probably no different from yesterday. Now, obviously, it could be a chance that something great happened. You know, something, you know, somebody gave you something, whatever it is. Or you could have just had a great workout, still in the same situation you were in when you were unhappy. So this is not me saying choose happiness. Obviously, I would hope that you do have happiness in your life someday. But I would say something more tangible, something more feasible, something that can happen in the nearest of futures is to choose joy. Not only joy. Don't just be Epicurean about it. Like, choose joy. And choose to experience joy in the midst of your pain, in the midst of your struggles. Kind of like, and you know, if you ever worked a shitty job, you would know, like, and I mean, it happens, a shitty job, great job, whatever it is, but, and I'm sure this happens in jail too, where you like working a shitty ass job and you want time to go by, like everybody else wants the time to go by so you can, I don't know, go to sleep or do whatever you need to do. And then you see a bunch of the guys like joking all the way through, and it really does pass the time, just talking all day, just talking. Now, mind you, when I'm saying this, I'm not talking about you not doing your job, you lollygag, you go group up in a huddle. When I in my mind, because I used to work on an assembly line, everybody's right there. We talk. You talk all day, joke all day. What we did. This was actually 10 years ago. Wow. And you just find ways to get through, to keep your spirits high, like slaves in the cotton fields singing, to keep your spirits high, to keep your spirit resilient. And sometimes when things are going well, I'm not saying fuck it up, but give yourself some obstacles, something to test you with. Of course, exercising, of course, chess, of course, reading, of course, running through the finish line with whatever you do, whatever you set out to do. If you said you wanted to write 100 words and you write 200, whatever it is. All right. So I hate to end this abruptly, but I am rather hungry and rather parched. All right. So I hope you got something out of this. Thank you for tuning in. This is probably going to be my last video ever. Bye.